And joining us right now from U.S. Staffing Agency, Jim Dolson and Ben Jones. Good morning, men.
We were talking important things here about basketball.
Yes, well, the big game. Boy, it's a big game. You know, they just played Michigan and Michigan State.
Yeah, I know.
And Michigan State beat them by 7 points over at
Oh,
Chrysler
you're hurting me
That's
now,
a shame.
Tim. You're reminding me.
Yeah, and so now it's their chance for revenge. But, boy, both teams are a little depleted.
I know.
Yeah, I don't think Ward's playing.
No, Ward's pretty much out. I don't think he's going to make it back at all. But they've been playing pretty well with the guys that are out. And,
good enough to beat us last time around. So
without Ward.
And, well, we'll see what happens because it's a three-way tie at the top of the Big Ten right now between Purdue, Michigan, Michigan State, and so whoever wins Saturday will be the top seed in the Big Ten tournament. That looks pretty good.
Well, Tim, I can't speak for you, but as I get older, and I am, and we all are, right? I start appreciating more and more humor about aging. I find that I have to just kind of own the whole age thing and move on.
Right.
And, we found some funny quotes on getting old.
Okay.
Getting older, I should say.
Yeah.
And some of these quotes are from people who are no longer with us, but they seem to hit that funny spot on getting older.
Right.
Yeah, Andy Rooney talked about getting older, and he said this.
With his eyebrows going.
Yeah,
right?
with his eyebrows talking at you long. I didn't get older on purpose. It just happened. And if you're lucky, it could happen to you.
If you're lucky. You can just hear him saying it, too.
Yeah.
Billy Burke was Glinda, the good witch of the North and Wizard of Oz.
All right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. She said, age is something that doesn't matter unless you are a cheese.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that ever-living George Burns said it best. He said, it's nice to be here. At my age, it's nice to be anywhere.
Absolutely right. Well, as we grow older, we struggle in the workplace to stay relevant. It was easier when we were younger, but as we age, staying relevant can be a challenge. As important, recent studies show that the labor force participation by workers 55 years or older is going to increase and will grow to be as high as 25% by 2024.
I'll be in that group.
Oh, man.
I'm already in that group. I'll be in that group.
Yes. So as we age, we need to find ways to stay relevant, and this will likely depend on developing some new habits as well.
Yeah. So we found an article that's titled 4 Ways to Become a Better Learner. And it's from December 2015 from the Harvard Business Review. And the article addresses the problem of staying relevant in the workforce as we age by learning how to develop new work habits and skills. Tim, do you feel sometimes that you fall into a rut and become stagnant here, like in your work environment?
Oh, yeah, it's easy to do, especially in this day and age where employers are asking for so much out of employees that there's not a lot of extra room to break the mold, and do a departure from the normal routine. You sometimes get sucked into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, research shows that leaders who think and act from the same assumptions and behaviors they've used for years will likely stagnate, underperform, and sometimes they even derail.
Derail's bad.
That's derailing is bad. You don't want to do that. The antidote to the problem of stagnation and relevancy in the job, though, is called learning agility.
Yeah, so quite simply, the term learning agility involves recognizing and changing those automatic routines and habits. And the article that we referenced suggests a number of steps to take to develop the skill of learning agility.
Yeah, the first suggestion that the article gave is ask for feedback. Think of someone who you trust and has watched you perform a given task. Tell them that you'd value their perspective on how you did, and ask what you could do differently the next time.
Yeah, for sure. And the next suggestion on building the skill of learning agility, to avoid stagnation and becoming non-relevant, is to experiment with new approaches. So to identify new approaches for tackling a problem, you might ask yourself, hey, what's one thing I could do to change the outcome of the situation? And asking yourself this question encourages you to try something different, even if it fails. Tim, are you good with experimenting and trying new things at work or in life?
I think so, and our company charges us all the time with what's one thing you're going to do different with your program.
Okay.
This year or this month or something like that.
You're going to have Ben and Jim on.
Yeah.
That's right. Some companies call this the power of one, actually.
Yeah.
Just find one thing that you can do different.
One thing.
A third suggestion includes looking for connections across unrelated areas. This means taking observations from one industry and reapplying them to another industry. For example, in the U.S. staffing, I'm from the food manufacturing and business. Jim, you're from automotive and education.
Right.
And our ops manager, she's from a nonprofit and service industry.
Yeah.
And so when we collaborate, we each bring a unique perspective when it comes to solving problems.
Yeah, and our conversations on solutions can be pretty wild, as you can imagine, but that diversity of thought forces us to develop our own learning agility skills. Now, the final suggestion is to make time for reflection. More and more research shows that regular reflection on work experiences significantly boosts learning.
Yeah, so, okay, perhaps you are stagnant in your career or feeling non-relevant at work, and you need to start over with a new employer that will appreciate your fresh perspective. If this is you, contact us and let's chat at US Staffing. Or if you are an employer looking for team members who are creative and have a great work ethic, call us. We have a lot of great team members who want to be matched with great employers. Jim, what's the best way that folks can contact us?
Yeah, so if employers and potential associates want to talk with us, they can find us on Facebook at US Staffing Agency. They can live chat with us on our website at usstaffingagency.com or come into our offices at the Mingus Creek Plaza. That's located at 5420 Beckley Road. Our phone number is 589-6507.
All right.
Stay young out there.
Yep, we will.
That's right.
Thanks, guys.
Stay relevant.
Yep.